Hey guys, so it's James with Cowboy Cricket Farms here, and this is another How to Farm Crickets. Today we're going to talk about how to process the frass. Now we've already gone over how to get the frass out of the cricket bins when you go to harvest. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what the frass does, how you can process it, and by process I mean basically filter it. We don't actually do anything to it. And also how you can mark it or use it yourself. I think this should be pretty cool. So let's get started.
This is what our frass looks like when it's all packaged. You can see it's rather grainy and granular. It's very dry. And basically we have some simple use instructions here. Use 1/4 pound per square yard for most gardening applications. And you can get more info on cowboycrickets.com/frass. We're going to be putting a lot more info there as well. And also feel free to go to cowboycrickets.com and pick some of this up on our website. I'll put a link in the description below as well. Now, this container for retail use, we sell it in 2-pound increments. You can see we've got our information here. So this is all the information that you need for an unmanipulated animal byproduct. That is different than marketing it as a fertilizer. Now, on our website, we've got some NPK values and actually a lot more than that listed, but on the package itself, we cannot put that information. We also can't say that it's a fertilizer, and that's okay though, because we don't do anything to it. So most of the time when you buy a fertilizer, they've been heavily processed, they have been treated or mixed with other things, dried, etc. This we just take right out of the bins, filter out the big stuff, and put it in here. So for small scale stuff, this is basically what we started using. It's just a few 2x4s. These are about 3 feet long, and that's about 18 inches a piece. Roughly, these might be closer to 4. Then this is some metal window screen. Basically, we're just gonna pour some on here, use a paintbrush, just like from our Frassinator, and bring it through this. So all the big stuff will be left up top, and the frass will fall below. Let's try that. As you can see, the frass starts out pretty lumpy and lots of stuff mixed in there. So again, this is an unmanipulated animal byproduct, not a fertilizer. So we're not gonna grind or do anything funky with it. All we're doing is we're trying to get all the big parts out. So we're gonna take this and pour some on here. Take our brush, just kind of get it flat. And then you can start to stir it. You gotta make sure this thing's actually on all the way. So as we do this, we're just basically encouraging the smaller actual frass pellets to go through the screen. And then what we'll be left with is a whole bunch of big stuff. When it's all done, this is what will be left in the bin. You can see it's dry and sand-like. There's still gonna be some stuff in there, so it's not pure frass, it's about 95% frass. You have just a little bit of feed in there, maybe a little cricket leg or two that got through the screen. But altogether, this is a really, really super high quality feed for your plants.
So on that notion, why would we even use this for our plants? Now, yes, the obvious thing is, well, it has a lot of nitrogen and other nutrients that your plants would like, and that is true. It has about the same nitrogen level as what you'd find in most cow fertilizers, some of them even more like chicken fertilizers, or some low nitrogen artificial substitutes. So it's a really, really good way, depending on the feed and stuff of your crickets, it's a really good way to get that extra nutrients into the soil. Also, it has a good amount of iron usually, especially if your water has a good amount of iron, as ours does. And so because of that, the crickets tend to just kind of grow better, and same calcium does the same thing, but also that iron can transfer to your leafy greens. And so you're gonna have even more healthy spinach and kale and stuff like that. But there's one other awesome thing that it does, and that is, well, it's gonna get a little technical. What is a secondary metabolite? Well, that would be something that's not directly involved in the growth, development, or reproduction of an organism. So it's not important? Now, I didn't say that. What I said is not directly involved. In other words, the plant's got to make it itself. Okay, so basically, all joking aside, it causes the plants to create more secondary metabolites. We would sometimes call these spices. Now, bugs, on the other hand, are not going to like the flavor. In fact, it's going to either fend them off, scare them off, immobilize, or kill them. So, what is good for us is bad for the insects, especially the quantities that they are consuming it compared to their body weight. If you ate 100 pounds of, jalapenos, you probably wouldn't be doing too great. That's just so much capsaicin. On the other hand, you eat a few of them and it just kind of tears up your eyes. So we are increasing that, and what it does is it naturally fends off insects. So why do we have to add it to it? Well, generally an insect would come to the plant and then it would eat it. So what we do is, instead of waiting for the insect to come to the plant to eat it, and then it's Frass to drop, and then get to the roots, and then signal, and then it produces the secondary metabolites, and then a week later, when your plant's almost dead, it finally starts to kick in, we say, use the Frass now. We've collected it for you, right? So use our cricket Frass, put it around your plants, or even till it into the soil if you want. We even have a customer that uses it for hydroponics. I'm not really sure what they do. I think they might mill it up a lot finer, but there's a lot of different uses. And you might say, well, I grow my plants indoors. Well, that's great. You know what? Bugs get inside of buildings. It's warm, especially if you're in a cold area. They're going to want to be in there because it's warm. And so it's, great conditions. That's why our crickets love it here. So if you use our Frass, it'll fend off those insects naturally, and you won't have to use as many or maybe any pesticides. Cool. That's about all I have for Frass today. This is just a short one, and as usual, please like and subscribe. In fact, right now it's super important. So our goal is to get to 100 subs by the end of this month. Well, that gives us like 4 more days. So we need help. Please spread the word, share this on your Facebook page, share it all over the place, get us more likes, get us more subs, especially those subs, so we can get that youtube.com/cowboycrickets and really go out there and just, educate people on how to grow insects and why. And, there's going to be a lot more videos like this coming, but there's only one more in this series. And so that'll come out here in just a couple days. Yeah. Please leave any questions you have in the comments below. After the next video, the video after that is going to be answering kind of a Q&A thing. So now's your time to ask questions. I'll respond in the comments as well, but I'll make a video with my responses after that. There's been a whole lot of you guys that have been emailing and calling me, which is kind of interesting because you'd think the subs would be higher than subscribe. But, maybe not everyone has had a chance to, and they have questions. So please, if you have questions, put it in the comments below, and that'll be a future video. Until next time, stay chirpy, my friends.